Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the live show. It is Friday, November 15th, and it's finally a Friday morning. And let's see what the market looks like. I just seen the heat map flip over, and it didn't look pretty. All the Mag 7 are red, all of them. Microsoft's down 0.68%, Apple's down 0.84%, Amazon's down 0.29%, Tesla's down 0.14%, Meta's down 0.80%, Google's down 0.52%, and Nvidia's down 0.5%. So it is a red morning right now. Let's go through and see what's going on. If there's anything popping, I know the Jolie's jumpers list is pretty big. So let's see what's happening. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And here we go. Let's take a look at the Jolie's jumpers up here and see what they are up to. I know I have them on my page right there. AREN. Let's see what that's up to. If it's going to be moving more this morning. Let's see. Here we go. Arena Group Holdings. That did pop up. Wow. That is a nice popper this morning. So let's take a look and see what it's doing. AREN. Here we go. It went from hold on. It gapped up yesterday is what it did, 59 to 216, and then this morning 202, and it's been coming down. It's at 177. So this price yesterday, that was yesterday's price right there on FinViz. It's not showing me anything. I don't it's actually both of them are showing me something different. So I'm not exactly sure, but it looks like it did run up a little bit this morning. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. But AREN did pop up yesterday for sure. And looks like it was running up a little bit this morning. Let's look at BLNK, see if it's setting up. It's down to 161. It's going to have to make that base down here and then get set back up. So that is our BLNK. And yeah, it's just pulling back there. It's going to make the base and then it'll get set back up there and it'll get rocking and rolling again. So that is BLNK and BITO. We looked at this last night, that ProShares Bitcoin ETF, and it's up 61 cents. It looks like it wants to get up into the top. I wanted it to come down so I could pick it up, but it looks like it's trying to build a base up here. We'll have to keep an eye on it, see if we get any dip action on it, because I'm definitely looking at this thing because it's looking really good to set up and pop off. So that's BITO and BTCT, our BTC Digital. Looks like it's at 1970, and this one's going to come out of the top very soon. So if you didn't lock in those profits, be checking it out. And because it's starting to curl down, and it had a few days run up there, and that was a wild one. DJT's down to 2676, and like I said, let's see if we get it in the 25s. So just let it pull back right there and it's not the end of the world. These things are just going to pull back and set up. They just had a huge reaction to the election, so nothing that crazy. And DXYZ, this one was pulling back. We said it the other day, let it pull back. I said don't chase it up there, and that's why you didn't want to chase it up there. So let that pull back. That EFSH is up 9 cents, and this bad boy we just went over. I know it was on a laptop travel list and we were looking at it and it was looking really good. It is curling up right there. So it went from yesterday, it ran up 60 to 75. Today it's a 70 to 54. And it's at 57 right now, but it is still curling up. So keep an eye on that EFSH, that 1847 holdings. Let's see what eLab's doing. Besides, it's down 7% right now and 8% it says right now. Let's see. It ran up obviously yesterday like crazy, and it looks like it is pulling back into that basement a little bit right now. eLab, let's see. Mine actually doesn't look too bad right here. So on the FinViz, it is active and it looks like it's pulling back into the basement, but it is looking pretty solid right there. That is the 15th, and it already has 30 million in volume. So it's already getting some major volume. And on mine, it doesn't look that bad. So, like I was saying yesterday, this thing could get pumped up and running actually today. The market's pretty red, but we'll see. Sometimes when them all the big caps in the Mag 7 are red, these small ones run like crazy. So we'll see what it wants to do this morning. Let's look at that XTIA as well while we're talking about them. That's down 1.5% and looks like it's just pulling back in the basement a little bit. But the same situation here, XTIA. And this one could get curled up. Maybe it doesn't do it today. It stays set up for next week. We'll keep our eye on that bad boy, see if it wants to run up some more. SVMH, let's look at that real quick. That seems to be pulling back. Same situation in a great spot right there. SVMH. So yeah, keep your eye just curled through, and that one looks real good. So maybe they don't want to run today, but they're setting up and looking really, really healthy. So keep your eye on them and watch for them dips. And NMHI, that Nature's Miracle. Let's just see. And this one looks like it could get curling back up the run. So keep your eye on all four of them bad boys. We were looking at them, and none of them look bad this morning. Even a little bit of pullback. So there you go with them. GREE. We just looked at that the other day. Somebody wanted to look at it. Gree. I know it was on the list, and that popped up yesterday and today. 252 to 363 and 364 to 434 this morning. And we were super early on that one as well. That Green Ridge Generation Holdings, and it was setting up right there, and it just popped off. So there you go with Gree, GREE, and that was one that we were looking at. What else do we have? Good old Hut right there. HUT. Let's see what that's up to. It's still going up. It's up 77 cents. It looks like it wants to stay at the top up here, but just be careful because a lot of them have that look. This one does appear like it's going to have a little momentum play. And again, there's resistance up there at that 26. It can't really break through, and it's way at the top, so it is going to have to come down to set back up, and that is Hut. IBG. Let's see. That one jumped up. Wow, what that one do? IBG, what's that up to right there? Let me see. It's at 160 to 181, but yesterday 76 to 158, and it looks like it still has momentum. And that's that Innovation Beverage Group. We looked at this too, IBG, and there you go, at a nice popper. This was that new one that just came out September. And there you go. Remember, I was saying keep an eye on it. Looks set up. Well, it just definitely ran right up there, IBG. And we definitely looked at it right around here. I know for a fact it was in the 60s or 70 cent, and it's at $1.61. So there you go. IBG, that one popped up. ISPC. And IBG was on a laptop list. ISPC, iSpecimen, that one's curling up right there. Let me see. ISPC, and yeah, it was running up nice yesterday, 449 to 44 or 449 to 492, and today it's at 476, just not moving yet. But honestly, keep an eye on that because that could continue to move up. ISPC, MSOS, let's look at the cannabis industry. That's at 490, just building the base, and like I said, they're looking good. We went through a bunch of them the other day, and they are still setting up here. So keep an eye on these MSOS in the cannabis industry. I'll have to break that down. MSTR MicroStrategies back up $11 and wants to stay in the top. Remember, we were talking about it. It's probably going to come back up here, hit that 371. He's going to have to come back down eventually, but it is looking pretty good right there to run up today at least, and maybe then it'll come back down next week. MSTY is that the MSTR option income strategy ETF, and that is up 88 cents. And that one is moving. We were looking at one of them yesterday. I don't know if it was the other one or that one. QUBT. This one is ran up yesterday, and that was a Luis Rodriguez call right there. And QUBT, let's see if it's trying to get back moving again. QUBT, let me see. And like I said, 324 yesterday to all the way to 469. Right now it's at 342 and came down to 281, but it's back in the threes. So it's an interesting one, but it does look like it's going to be coming out of that top. And that was a great run up. Like I said, Luis Rodriguez gave us that one. C-Cat, we were just looking at this bad boy last night, and it's run up to the top. And there you go. It's or what I say, C-Cat, R-Cat. RCAT. I was gonna spell it and I said C-Cat. Oh, that's pretty funny. But RCAT, it ran yesterday, it looks like from 382 to 546. And then it opened today at 491, got up to 497. It's at 468 right now. And it still doesn't look too bad. The charts look all crazy, but it's that's because it ran up in the after hours yesterday, that RCAT. And like I said, keep an eye on that because it doesn't look too bad right there, but it did run up. How about Rivian? What's that up to? RIVN. That one's just pulling back. Watch for it to come down a little bit more, and then it'll have another bounce up, and then it's setting up to be super bullish. We caught that last pop up perfectly, and now we'll catch the next one. And SEZL. Let's look at Sezzle right here because this one wants to come out of the top and come down. So be careful with this one. SZ, what is it? SEZL. Yeah, be careful. This one looks like it's going to be coming down a little bit, and that is Sezzle. And let's see, and that one had run way up, and I know we looked at that in the 200s, and it ran up to over 372. So that one did move, and that was SEZL and STRL. Let's look at Sterling Infrastructure because this one was moving. It's coming back down. It looks like it could try to curl back up at some point here and set back up. So maybe it'll roll back off the MACD. That's one to keep an eye on. SYTA, I know that's moving this morning. That's that Sayada Mobile. We just looked at it and it is curling up. It ran up some this morning, it looks like. And I think it was moving yesterday. Yeah, it was running up yesterday, 125 to 180, and then it opened 175 to 176, down to 146 right now. So that one did pop up yesterday, and we looked at it right before it popped. Because I know it was sitting right there at 120. So I remember looking at that one, and there you go. That one's in the 148s, and it did run up yesterday into the 150s. So there you go with that one, SYTA and VVPR. Let's see what that's up to. It did run yesterday. It pulled back a little bit, but it looks like it wants to try to run a little bit more. And that one we looked at too, that Vivo Power International. I said it was going to have some power, and it did. It ran up yesterday and it had 79 to 150 and 112 to 118 today. So it's at 109 right now, and it could possibly try to run back up that Vivo Power International VVPR. And we were just looking at that solar company before it ran up. So there you go with that bad boy as well. And a bunch of poppers. That was on one of the laptop travel lists. So thank you, Asian Jolie, for your Jolie's jumpers there. That's perfect. Let me see what you guys want to see. QUBT is pulling back right there, but that was a good pop for Luis Rodriguez, I have to say, down $1.22. But like I said yesterday, ran all the way up into like the what was it? I have to look at mine because it ran up higher. It ran up 469, so it was a nice one. 324 to 469 on that QUBT. And that was a good one right there. And let me go ahead and look at the crypto real quick, see what that's up to. It looked like Cardano and Ripple were moving this morning. So let's see what's happening here. Bitcoin's back to 90,000, so that's good. 90,600, so that's actually a good look right there. It was down at 88 yesterday, and it looks like it could have been like it's just made a little room on the chart, and it looks like it's rolling back up in the 70. And like I said, these things can stay up there for like a month or two. It's wild what they can do. It's not exactly like looking at a stock chart where you say, oh, that got in the top, it's got to come back down. these things can just stay up in the top. So they are hard to read sometimes once they get up there, but they just stay up there. So you got to really kind of break them down and see when they're trying to come back down. But like I said, they will curl up and stay up there and just keep cruising. So Ethereum is at 3,123. It's down a little bit today. And I think it does want to touch that 100 and bounce right back. So it won't be a terrible thing. You'll just get a better price. And like I said, Ripple's at 81. Remember, we said it was going to be ripping. Well, it's ripping there. So keep an eye on Ripple because it is getting it's way up there. Like I said, it's up there and it's shot up at the very top of the 70. And let's see if it wants to continue to run up there because it looks like it wants to be honest. Solana's at 214, and yesterday it was in like the 208 area. And again, it's just building a base up here, and it looks like it's about to roll up right now and go up a little bit higher. Doge is at 37, and that is kind of pulling down a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Doge try to pull back up right there. And let's see, Sheeb is down a hair, but let's see what it wants to do. And that looks like it had a nice dip, made some room, pulling back on the chart, and I'm sure that'll start curling back up. SHIB. Let's look at that WIF. It did pull back yesterday. It looked great the day before. Now it's in the 370s again. This thing moves around quite a bit. So this one's a pretty good one to trade around because it just moves. And it was way up in the 70 and now it's pulling back and I bet it will try to get moving again. So just keep your eye on that bad boy. And let's look at good old Bonk real quick this morning. BO, if I could type it in. BONK. Here we go. Just looking on my app real quick, and Bonk is trying to stable itself out, and maybe it does go a little higher up there. So Bonk isn't looking bad up in the 70s, up in that 70, I mean. So keep an eye on Bonk to try to run up a little higher. And that is our crypto report. Let's look at our SPY and our big caps. Like I said, the Mag 7 is red right now. Tesla's a little green, but it's a pretty red heat map at the moment. And let's take a look at that SPY. And it is down $2.39. And I'm amazed that they came down underneath of that line. It's sitting right there. So they actually pulled it back pretty hard because yesterday it was at 597 and right now it's at 590 and they were keeping it up at that top. We were talking about it. I've been saying I thought it wanted to pull back for a little while here and it just wouldn't do it. Well, it looks like it just did it today. So and there's that little pullback. We'll see it kind of stay right here, hit that line, and probably set back up. So I'm imagining that it might be a red day today, but we'll see. Maybe it'll try to bounce right back. Let's go through the other ones. Like I said, they were all down. Apple's back down $1.73, but this thing is getting set up. Next week, I think it's popping up a lot more. So keep an eye on that Apple. And in the video, we'll look at GameStop, see what that's up because it was up 38 cents. I saw it up this morning, still running up in that top, but be careful. It is up at the top there. So keep an eye on GameStop. AMC right here. That's up 3 cents. And I'm telling you, this thing has something going on. It wants to set up and get moving, guys. So keep an eye on AMC. Also, Chewy was pulling back there, but it's just flat this morning at 32.39. It looks like it's trying to pull up, yeah, pull back to set up to get moving again. So we'll just watch it pull back right there. And the video is down 64 cents and it's going to trade between that channel of that 145 probably and 149 area. So look for it to do that. And it does have earnings coming up. Like I said, I'll play that after the earnings. They're next Wednesday, it looks like. So we'll keep an eye on the video and see what it wants to do. And again, Apple is down $1.70 right there today, but it's not looking bad. So it's $1.75 long on Apple. So there you go. AAPB. Let's look at that. That is the Granite Shares Apple Long AAPB. There's a couple different ones. AAPU is another one. So and they're both setting up like crazy. AAPU is the Apple bull shares, the Dexeron Apple one. What was the other one? The Granite share. So AAPB is another good one right there. So yeah, it has all kinds of good ETFs right there. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. But yeah, it's setting up like a beauty right there. So Apple's going to get moving, guys. So keep your eyes on Apple because it is setting up really good. Google, speaking of which, that's down $1.03. And again, it's doing exactly what I thought it should do. And I couldn't believe it was actually staying up there as long as it did. It pulled back yesterday. Watch for it to come to that 175. It's at that 176. Maybe it pulls back to that 173, and then it's going to be setting up. So Google's going to be great. So that was a perfect thing that you didn't chase it. And that's why you don't chase these things while they're at the top, because the very next day they pull back for you. Amazon's 210. And again, it got into the top real quick. Now it's pulling back, and this thing's just setting up to go wild. So Amazon wants to run. It's right before the holidays. You know it's going to be crazy. Meta, META, down 374. Remember, I said watch for these dips. See if it wants to come back to that 568 area. And it's at 573. So yeah, see if it wants to come to that 568, and this thing, I'm telling you, is just setting up like a beauty in the next week or so. So Meta's going to be running. They all are going to be running. Microsoft, MSFT, down 214 this morning, but again, looking pretty solid right there. I have to say, let me see what it looks like on mine. Yeah, it's at 424.77. This says 424.84, and it doesn't look bad at all. Just a little healthy pullback. Let me just see what that snow's doing. Glad I got rid of that option the other day, down to 128, and boom, that was a nice hit right there. So, and it expired today, so that was perfect. Good read right there. Thank goodness they have expiration dates. It forces me to sell them, that's for sure. And when they're up, I somehow sell them each time. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. So that was the SNOW. And let's look at McDonald's because this one's setting up MCD. It's at 297. It's actually at a great price down here. So look at this bad boy because it's going to want to set up for probably next week and get cruising. That's what it looks like. MCD McDonald's looks like it's going to do pretty well. So it says McDonald's USA and partners to enhance beef production sustainability today. So at 7:15, I'm not sure what that even means. I just scrolled down to see, and it does look good though. So let's look at the map or the scanner and see the map still red and E-Lab's still on there. Um, like I said, it wasn't looking bad a few minutes ago. Let me see real quick. It is down like 5%, and I'm telling you, it doesn't look bad at all. You could see this thing get moving today. BENF, look at that one we just looked at not long ago. That one popped up this morning. So we were just looking at that. They had their earnings yesterday and then this morning, and it's up $1. So hard to read them earnings. I don't know what the heck happened there with it, but it must have been great because it just jumped up. We were just looking at it the other day, BENF. So that one popped up there. We went through GREE. That's moving. STI, that's another one we were just looking at. That's up 68 cents. So there you go with that one. We were just looking at it. It was up a little bit on the 30th and then pulled back down and set back up. And we were looking at that at night, and that one's trying to move. QUBT's coming down. The Tesla inverse TSLZ is trying to set up right there, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And Tesla looks like it's trying to run back up to the top, but I could see it having to pull back down. IBG, we just looked at it before it started popping up there. That one's running. So yeah, we were early on all these runners right here. That SVMH, it's down a little bit, but still don't look bad. And XTIA still don't look bad right there. And MVST, we crushed that thing, but that looks like it's coming back down. It could pop back up in the top, but I'm not sure. We'll have to look at it today, but that was a great run. That Lucid is down just a penny right there. Let's see. it did pull back and it looks like it's getting set up for next week. So keep your eye on LCID because that's going to be good. And I know we just looked at this the other night, MTEM, and it ran up yesterday and it didn't do too bad this morning. Yeah, it ran up yesterday. I think it was like more in the after hours towards the end. Nah, maybe just ran all day. And then today it looks like 55 to 74 and it's at 65. So that MTEM, not looking bad. I was gonna look at it on mine real quick, see what it looks like here. But yeah, looks like it still has a little momentum left in it, so keep an eye on that bad boy right there. And that is our scanner. And like I said, the map is basically red. PLTR somehow still green. It's up $1.46 and trying to roll up into the top. This thing is an animal, guys. I mean, it's just crazy what that bad boy did. So maybe keep your eye on it today because it's still running. I don't know. I can't imagine that it's staying up top for that much longer, but maybe it wants to. It's pretty wild. The yin is up like 77 cents today. And let's see what the yang is doing. It's not really particularly looking great. It just happens to be up and just not free falling down. And the yang is down $2.39 to 79.50. But again, not looking terrible, just a little pullback. It ran up nice yesterday. It still looks like it wants to go up, so it's just not crashing their economy with the yin and the yang. So that's all that one is. And there you go with the scanner and what's happening there. And I know we have some laptop lowdowns probably somewhere. So let me take a look and see what's happening. What else you guys want to look at? Let's look KULR. Let's see that one real quick. KULR. Let's look at that. KULR technology. It did run up yesterday. I did see, or 2 days ago, it ran up. I remember just seeing it somewhere. Recently, it was 2 days ago, and I don't even think we ever went over it on here, but I just happened to see it, I guess, on the scanner somewhere. 46 to 55 the other day. I'm just looking at that top. Yesterday went 39 to 46, and this morning it's at 41, just kind of sitting there, but doesn't look too bad on mine to try to bounce back up. So I would keep an eye on this KULR. It does look like it's trying to curl back up there and run again. So keep an eye on it. Let me look at that AZI because a lot of people were checking that out last night. It is up 20 cents, so it is curling up now. It has a way better look, like I said last night. It wasn't giving me that guarantee that it wanted to do it. Now it looks like it definitely wants to go. So keep an eye on that AZI this morning. Like I said, it's up 20 cents right now, 206, and it opened at 186. And I'm sure if you were up early, you were looking at it anyway and saw it start reversing back up, curling up. And I explained last night had that look, it could do it. It just wasn't showing me exactly yet. So I didn't want to say it was going to go 100%, but it is rolling up there now. So you keep your eye on that today. Not looking bad. And let's see. WTO, let's look at that one real quick. It's at 35 cents right there. And let me see, is it doing anything this morning? It's not doing anything on FinViz at 36 to 34, back to 35. It's not looking terrible, to be honest with you. WTO. It almost looks like it could be its bottom down there. Its bottom was probably down here on the eighth, down at that 30 cent area. And it's just kind of setting up, to be honest with you. It's just flat right there and just pulling back as it keeps setting up. So it's not looking too bad. I won't say at the moment, so I can keep an eye on that. Swimming zoo, and let me jump in and check out our laptop lowdowns. Let me find them bad boys somewhere. Let me see. Let me see. I have to find them. I'm not even sure. I don't even see them. I'm not sure if he posted any. That's why. Let me look real quick. Hold on 1 second and see. I'm not sure if there are any today, but I'll look at that VKTX because I know Laptop Travel, we've been looking at that Viking one, that Viking Therapeutics down, and I think it's finally making that base down there. And it actually looks like today, yeah, today it could be its bottom finally. So keep an eye on this because this one's going to set up, and it took some really nice dips. And it was just the other day, it was in the 70s, 78 on November 4th, and it's at 53 right now. And it is looking really good right there. So we will keep an eye on that bad boy. And yeah, I'm not sure if he posted any this morning, but it's all good because it is a Friday and we went through the scanner. Everything's kind of red. And well, crypto looks like it's trying to pick back up, so we'll see what happens. And Tesla's just barely up. It's the only one that's barely up right now on the Mag 7. It's up 59 cents. So we'll see how the day plays out. And I'll look at ELAB real quick one more time. It's down like 13%. But again, it doesn't look terrible. Let me look at it on mine. ELAB. And I mean, it's just a little pullback right there. It opened at 3, came back down to 2. That's where it's sitting at, but it could reverse. We'll have to keep an eye on these bad boys today. I'll be updating you guys on a Friday to make sure XTIA is up now. So I'm telling you, that one doesn't look bad either. None of these do. So XTIA is up and crawling back up. And I'm telling you, just watch for these bad boys to get moving. Even that what was it? SVMH was it? Let me type it in. SVMH somewhere. Yeah, SVMH. And keep an eye on this. It's down right now, but it doesn't look terrible. So it is down. Maybe that one runs next week, but yeah, XTIA is back up right now. ELAB is down 14%, but again, pre-market, and you could expect this thing. It has 36 million in volume. I expect it to try to get some more volume. Yesterday I had over a billion. It was the most insane thing ever, 1.8 billion. So I'll keep my eye on it, keep you guys posted. And there you go. I think we nailed everything. And that's our Friday right there. So make sure you trade smart and lock in those profits today. And again, it could be a little pullback, but these things are just setting up to get crazy. So it will be a beauty, and I expect the Mag 7 and them to start really setting up next week. So have a great day, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. W and everybody else, Laptop Travel, Asian Jolie, Eileen, Lewis Rodriguez, East Coast Beach Girl, Axel, Excel. I think that's your name. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. William, it looks like. Hold on. Yep, William and Bong Chan and everybody else on here. Who else is on here? Eugene and Rissa and Buddy and Joseph J, Brandon and somebody Panagius or somebody. I'm bad with names and reading them real fast, so I apologize if I butcher your name, but I appreciate you checking it out, hanging out, sending them stock tickers. Let me know if you want to see anything today. I'll definitely be updating the ELAB, XTIA, and all them bad boys. So have a great day, everybody, and I'll catch you guys later. Let me just make sure I got all the messages here. It looks like I did, I think. So, yeah, there we go. So, again, have a great day. Trade smart, lock in your profits, and I'll catch you guys later.